Good morning, everybody. It is day 33. I've got a little over 12, maybe 12 and a half miles to go today. It's going to be a hard day. Looking at the terrain, I mean, man, it's massive ups and downs like it was yesterday. Well, not massive, but it's just a whole series of ups and downs. And each up is going to be a little bit steep, but I suspect it's going to be technical like it was yesterday, where almost every step has to be measured in a different manner. Starting out, it's not horrible, but there's so many. I mean, there's down trees everywhere. You can tell the trail maintenance has not been done on this section of the trail in many years. Guy stayed at my camp last night. He came this way yesterday. He did going south, the same 12 miles I'm going to do going north. So I got kind of a heads up on it. I'll take that with a grain of salt because this guy, his name is Goya. Seems like a nice guy, but he says he's a section hiker. I don't know, man. Things weren't adding up. His clothing was that of a day hiker. All cotton, all heavy. His pack, oh my God, his pack, when he picked it up, it looked like it weighed 80 pounds. I don't know how much it weighed, but it looked heavy. When he set it down, it went down with a thump, a solid thump. He is going to try to go the 300 miles that I just went, and it took me a little over 4 weeks to do. He's going to try to do that 300 miles in 3 weeks. Yeah, I don't know about that. We'll see. We'll see. I wish him the best. He's going south. I'm going north. And I had another guy stay at the camp last night. So first time that I've been able to talk to people in the evening. It's been pretty cool. This guy his name was Captain Jack. And he's got a YouTube video channel, Captain Jack hiking, something like that. But I don't know. Interesting fella. Y'all can check out his videos and see what you think. All right, got an uphill I'm going to do. I'll come back to you in a little bit. All right, got another short little, fairly level section. It's actually uphill, but I don't know if I've mentioned this before. You see these rock boundaries that I keep passing? Look around at this forest. Back in the day, these rock walls were property boundaries for farmers. Mainly, not always, but you can tell this is fairly level ground, not steep. Yeah, they years ago they farmed this land. Pretty interesting. But anyways, shelter last night was, I don't know, man. It seems like the farther I get north, the less and less accurate my far out is. The first thing that I noticed about that trail going down to the shelter is that far out said it was 1/10 of a mile. Well, it was not. It was closer to 3/10, maybe a little more. And it was pretty steep downhill, and it was very poorly marked. I was actually a little concerned about coming out of there today, because yesterday I went back up about 1/10 or 2/10 of a mile to get phone service. That's another thing. Phone service, man. All the way down that last mountain, had great phone service until I got within 1/10 of a mile of the shelter, and then it just disappeared. So, but anyways, so as I was going back up the trail to get phone service, just a couple of tenths, I lost the trail. And when I tried to use my far out to get me back on trail, far out told me that I was on trail when it was very obvious that I was not. So I was a little concerned coming out of there this morning, but managed to get out of there. Not too much of a hassle. Today is going to be hot. Be close to 80 degrees. It'll be the hottest day I've had out here in a while, which means that the bugs are going to come out in force again. And so I got to be ready for them. They're already out more than normal this time of morning. But going down a little steep downhill. Not too bad. Now, what I was told is that after today, the trail chills out a little bit. So I believe, I got to double check, but I believe tomorrow I may be heading into Hanover, New Hampshire. So I'll be coming out of Vermont, going into New Hampshire. And Hanover is where Dartmouth University is. And Dartmouth in the past has been very, very hiker friendly, to the point where they let you set up your tent on campus grounds. They let you take showers in the rec center. They let you eat in their cafeteria. But having said that, apparently last year, some person, from what I can read, decided to tag some college campus facilities. And it was obviously somebody from the trail. And there's mixed reactions about that, as far as Dartmouth continuing to let people use their facilities. I hope that this person has not ruined it for all of us. But you guys know how that goes, man. It only takes one. It only takes one. And saw it out here last year, where people, I don't know, makes them feel, I don't know, something to tag a building, put their stupid name on it. I don't get it. Anyways, so I'm looking forward to getting to Hanover. The most obvious reason, because it's one more state down, and it leaves me only New Hampshire and Maine to go. So in that regard, I'm looking forward to it. There's a road in a couple of miles that, if you go down 0.2 of a mile, it's some type of deli, and you can restock your water there. You can get yourself a deli sandwich, some ice cream if you're looking for it. It is Sunday. I gotta double check. I'm pretty sure they're open on Sunday, but I'll have to double check. If not, no big deal. Captain Jack supposedly went through here this morning. He left camp about 5-10 minutes before I did. But I sure am hitting a lot of cobwebs. So if he's out here silk blazing, he's not doing a very good job. He must see him and buck him. All right, I'm going to put this away. Hopefully I'm underestimating how bad the day is going to be. And when I say how bad, I don't mean that in a negative way at all. It's just going to be a challenging day, I believe. The ups and downs, the terrain. I mean, I'm getting to some of it now. Every step, you have to have a very measured step. Step on these downhill rocks in the right manner. And hope they don't bust loose on you. And, all right. Yeah. It's beautiful. It's beautiful out here. All right, folks. We'll see you in a bit. come 8.4 miles. To me, there's nothing more beautiful than a stream going through the mountains and through the woods. It's just beautiful. I love the look, I love the sound. Hope I'm not jinxing myself, but I think I'm through the toughest part of the day. I got to cross there? I do. Alrighty. I think I'm going to get my feet wet. Let me take a look here. I can probably go across there and then rock hop down to the trail. See what we got down here. All right, I think I'm just going to go across where the rope's at, and I'll let you know how I do in a minute. Okay, that was easier than I thought it was going to be. Didn't even get my toes wet, so yeah, cool. All right, let's see what we got up here. I know when I get across this road, I've got a half-mile climb. The shelter I'm going to is Thistle Hill, 4.1 miles. All right. Yeah, their signage really sucks. I mean, if somebody was confused, you don't know which way is north. You don't know which way is south. They don't indicate that on their signs. So, again, Vermont, disappointed in you guys. Disappointed. All right. Got to the shelter. 12.6 today. Man, I want to tell you something. I earned every mile of that 12.6. That was tough. There were not a lot of long uphills, but man, they were steep. Those were, I think, the steepest uphills that I've had since I've been back out here. Many times I was leaned forward so far that my face was barely 2 feet off the ground. That's how steep it was. So just, yeah, imagine that. All right, but I'm at the shelter, and it's a pretty nice shelter, but this is where I'll be staying. This is my bunk for the night up on top of a hill. The shelter's down there, so it's all good. There's no bear box here, but I see a ton of trees that I should be able to find a pretty decent bear hang in. I see one just right down there. So talked to a couple ladies that were heading south today. They indicated that there really wasn't any limbs up here on these trees to hang their food bag, and that they've been sleeping with them. I'm like, that's not smart. You're just asking for trouble, and you don't want to do that. There is always a place to hang your bag. It may not be the best place in the world, but there's a place to hang your bag. I don't know if you can see it, but there's the skinny one that's bent, bowed over. That's probably where my bear hang is going to be if I've got enough rope. But I do see a lot of good firewood up here, so I'm going to haul some of this down to the shelter where I'm going to eat my dinner. And yeah, All right, I will. I'm gonna shut this down for now. It's beautiful up here, man. We're on top of this mountain. It's not as dense as it was the last two shelters I stayed in, and you got room to breathe up here, and it's pretty nice. I like this shelter. Now the water's a haul, man. It's almost 2/10 of a mile down a hill, and like a fool, I didn't take my trekking poles. I told myself when I first started down that you should use your trekking poles, but didn't do it. So, nice, cold, clear water. There's a small waterfall, not quite big enough for a body to get into, but I considered it for a moment. But it was good. I even got some extra so I can drink some extra tonight. But all right, I'll get back with you in a little bit. I'll do a summary of the day, and then but I'm gonna call this quits right now. So talk to you in a bit.